It's now time for the return of the Spirit of Woodstock 69 radio show with your host, songwriter, record producer, music label executive manager, co-creator, producer, and promoter of Woodstock 69, Artie Kornfeld.
Everybody, welcome to what started 5 years ago and 20 million hits later, just doing an hour a week was pretty spectacular, without PR or, just the fact, I got the Woodstock pull-in, but the fact that you liked hearing the fact that I brought on great songwriters and great blues singers and great new bands that are playing for only 100 people a night, just to help, because just to help, just to help keep music going, and keep it out of the hands out of the big guys that are controlling it, like the big guys that are controlling a lot of our country. So anyway. It's a good night because have someone who when we're talking, his career is, we didn't do the same thing, but we did do some things that were the same thing, and then we did other things ourselves. But it was all around music and about writing and playing and performing and helping our friends and Jim Femino is legendary. And everybody, this is my friend, my new friend, Jim Femino.
Well, Artie Kornfeld, it's Femino.
No, you're wrong. It's Femino.
It's funny. Radio does that to me all the time. They always say Femino, and I always forget to tell them before the show, hey, it's Femino.
Yeah, no, it's Femino. You're wrong. You've been wrong your whole life.
Let's go with that. Let's go with Femino for tonight.
Yeah, okay. I'll just call you Fammy.
There you go.
Oh, God. So, what have you been working on just recently? I'm just curious. Before I even play, I was going to play Sugar, but before I play it, I was just curious what you're working on at the moment. Anything special to you?
Well, as you know, it's all special, at least from my seat. I just got finished producing a record on a guy named Kyle Houlihan, who's kind of a throwback, almost Ronnie Millsap, soul, R&B, old school, just first-person love songs, almost Johnny Mathis-ish.
Yeah.
I try to break him in Nashville, and I'm enjoyed doing that project. I'm out. I just finished 3 more albums on myself that I've been compiling. For 25 years, I've been in Nashville writing, with some of the biggest stars here, Toby Keith, Vince Gill, a bunch of them, James Otto, just coming off of the, 2008, we had the Billboard Most Played Country Song of the Year by a ratio of 3-1 behind Brad Paisley, who was behind us. But
if you could only remember your name.
But just working on my own albums, and a lot of my fans, for 25 years before I came to Nashville, I was out touring, a touring artist myself, and and I kind of gave it up to become a producer, songwriter, publisher, etc., all those things.
Yeah, when you were a touring artist and stuff, that's when I had reached the point where I was like vice president of major labels. So I knew about you as a performer.
Well, it was back then. I got offered a couple of different deals from a couple of different labels, and years before it was fashionable, I had my own label, and I had an indie situation going on that what everybody's calling the new music industry today, I was doing, 40 years ago.
Right.
So it kind of strikes me as funny when I hear everybody saying about how they've got this new music industry, and I'm like, well, it works,
Well, I did it, I had an independent, after Woodstock, I raised money all over the world. I got an independent label, and it was funny because then after being in the studio for almost 17 years, I went to the West Indies, and I was I didn't even write for like 6 months, and then I started writing again. was just looking out over the water and everything, you know. This is not what I was going to say, but I forgot what I was going to say, so I'll just carry on. It's a great title. I forgot what I was going to say.
I'll bet that opened up a whole different line of creativity, though.
Well, now, if you write that, I get 10% of the writers.
I'll give you 50%.
Okay. Okay. I have some good titles too. One of 400 that I may finish writing one of these days.
Yeah, I know feeling too.
Well, let's get into a little of Jim Femino, the big part of Jim Femino, which is the music part with Sugar.
Look at here. Sometimes I don't have so much to say, but that don't mean that I don't love you anyway. Hey, baby, when you kiss me, feel it deep down in my soul. Yeah, I would never hurt you, ever leave you all alone. Baby, come on over. Let me ease your worried mind. Move a little closer. Let me show you that you're mine. You make me go, ooh, ooh, ooh. You're the sweetest thing I've ever known. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. True, true, true. You're the reason I'd rather stay at home. 'Cause your kisses drive me crazy. Your sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Your sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Just 'cause I'm gone, don't mean I don't think about you. You're always on my mind, every single morning, night and noon. Look at this. Give me some of that good, good stuff. Girl, you know I can't get enough. You make me go, ooh, ooh, ooh. You're the sweetest thing I've ever known. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. True, true, true. You're the reason I'd rather stay at home. 'Cause your kisses drive me crazy. Your sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. No, sugar ain't got nothing. Hey, Look at here. Give me some of that good, good stuff. Girl, you know I can't get enough. Baby, come on over. Let me show you that you're mine. You make me go, ooh, ooh, ooh. You're the sweetest thing I've ever known. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. True, true, true. You're the reason I'd rather stay at home. 'Cause your kisses drive me crazy. Yeah, sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. Yeah, sugar ain't got nothing on you, baby. That's it. Oh. Here it goes.
So what do you think, Artie?
Well, what I think is, that's real good stuff. you know, but you are, I already accept you as a real good writer, and being a real good writer, I mean, I know writers, and I really appreciate I love musicians. I love performers. I love writers, and don't you love the whole circle of life and the fact hey, you're like me. You're very lucky because you've happened in about 3 or 4 different areas of what it takes of thinking about a song to seeing it on the charts. Number one, we both felt that. The fact that you spent your life, it seems like you should have paid money for the right to even have a chance to do this.
Well, blood, money, same. What? I mean, you know how it is. You chase it, but you're right. And I have to say thank you for the kind words, Artie. I mean, coming from you, that's high praise, and you made my night. I'll have to feel better about myself from now on. But yeah, we've been blessed in that we've been at the top of the mountain, looked around, and been able to say, okay. And
yeah. Well, don't you feel weird like when you're working with people that you looked up to when you were younger, right? And all of a sudden now you're on the same level with them as far as the level of not the music business, because I hate the music business, but just the level of musicians and as they move up, in their careers, the ones that are good, and the ones that you felt were going to happen, and they do happen. It's always a great feeling, and some of them you help. Right? You discover them, put them on a session, and they take off, and they become big studio musicians.
And isn't it funny how some of them never change, always remain just the same guy or same girl or same person you met on that first night, and they never forget, and they always take care of you, and then you got that other half that the minute they've got one whiff of any hint of success, all of a sudden they lose your number. You can't talk to them. They won't acknowledge it. I mean, it always amazes me that it's like it's a two-way street when you help somebody out and then they do get to a particular point and half of them can't love you enough and the other half of them can't get away from you fast enough. I've always been amazed by that.
Really, yeah, that is amazing. I mean, I've thought about it too. It's just I think it's I don't know. My only down moments were when I was having down moments in life that just made my mind not, in the place where I could go in the studio or write songs, or produce records, or perform, or do anything. Those are the only times that I really stopped. Was like deaths and things like that. That knocked me over. But which reminds me of a song that Jim Femino wrote called I Lost You.
All my friends say time will heal all wounds. Broken hearts will love again. I'd like to believe what they say is true, but this time it's different. I got so much more to lose. You were beautiful, you were magical. Every night with you was a miracle. It was anything but a typical love. I didn't lose someone, oh, not just anyone. Baby, I lost you. Dinner by candlelight will never be the same. Can't even hear our own favorite song. Every walk on the beach is a walk down memory lane. You made it impossible to ever love that way again. You were beautiful, you were magical. Every night with you was a miracle. It was anything but a typical love. I didn't lose someone, or not just anyone. Baby, I lost you. So don't try to tell me I'll love another day. I lost hope of that the day you walked away.
What do you think of that one, Arnie?
From Rocky.
How about that one, Arnie?
I mean, I had to do it, and just going in the studio sort of saved me.
Yes, I do.
And,
What did you think of that? What did you think of that tune?
I thought it was great.
Thank you. That's one of my favorites.
No, I think your writing is good because once I was familiar, and then once I knew you were coming on, then I started to find stuff to listen to. And I was listening to songs, and the songs, what I say to a lot of these groups that come on, I say, yeah, you have a rhythm section just like the Allman Brothers Band, but so does 800 bands right now. I said, why the 60s was so exciting was because when I was already signed in 61 to Screen Gems, so Nevin Skersten Music, and just about how you get pulled in, and I was so lucky to get pulled in. When did you first have the music incline, Jim, in your life?
Well, this is going to sound crazy, but I came out of the womb singing. And the reason I know that is that my mom kept a baby book on me, and I had an uncle who was a pro musician. And she made a note in this baby book that I still have. She's gone, but I still have the book. And she made notes in there that at 5.5 months old, I would lay in my crib with my bottle, and I would sing to the radio that she had on constantly. And my uncle noticed that I would hum along to the melodies, and then I would sing the third, and then I would sing the fifth. And this is at 5.5 months old. This is a true story. And my uncle said to my mom, that kid's going to be a musician. And she's like, how do you figure that? He's 5 months old. And he's like, listen to what he's singing. I mean, he's got the gift, or whatever he called it. But so quite literally, there's never been a time in my life. I mean, when I was 3, I started learning how to play this little accordion. And then I was 6, I started teaching myself guitar. And I just started making up songs, shortly thereafter. But I can honestly say there hasn't been a time in my life that I haven't been, that I haven't known I was born to bring the gift of music into the world, for God. So that might sound a little corny to some folks, but it's just
because when I said to you when I speak at a college, I say I am not the great creator. I brought the message about Woodstock to you. I didn't create it to you. I brought them. I was a messenger.
Yeah. So you know what I'm saying, yeah.
Yeah, of course I relate totally. When I Lost You just something that you created, or was it based on a personal part of your life, or?
Well, at being a pro writer, as I'm sure you've run into before, interesting story about that song. We were writing for James Otto's first Warner Brothers release. He was on Mercury, and he jumped there and went over to Warner's. Anyway, we were working on his first album, and I had called what's her name? Scott Hendricks over there at Warner Nashville, and I said, what are you missing for the record? Being a writer, I didn't want to give them something they already had 50 of, you know what I mean? I wanted to give them something different, and I can remember him telling me, we need Fooled Around and Fell in Love. Remember the song Fooled Around?
Yeah, of course I do.
So we literally, myself and Monty, the co-writer on it, and James sat there, and we literally listened to Fooled Around and Fell in Love, and just copped that groove, that feel. We didn't steal a chord pattern or the melody or any of that lyric or any of that, but we just caught that R&B feel of that song, and in a couple of hours we pounded it out, and it really wasn't. It was one of those created for the situation songs. It wasn't an emotion that I can say, that somebody who left me, that one would think,
right.
It was literally created on demand.
Yeah, and besides, whether it was a thought or a person, everybody has a moment where they say to themselves, "I lost you," and the reality hits about it,
Well, as you know, as I know, being the great writer you are, we bring the message as you say, but isn't it funny how the listener will interpret the lyric to a song relative to the experiences they've had in their life? It's
Oh yeah, you know what, Jim? I really write my songs so even though I have my meaning inside of me, which I don't even know sometimes 2 years after, but so everybody can take the song and write it in their head the way they want to hear it.
Yeah, isn't it funny how people, they take out of the lyric and the melody what relates to their experiences in their life. So it's an amazing just the whole gift, just watching people react to a thing that we create is quite rewarding.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. It just is. It's just mind blowing. It's hard for me. It's a strange spot I'm in my life because I'm 73 years old. I'm probably, except for a serious surgery I just had, but I'm probably, sort of like 62, and I can't retire. I'm 73, and I'm probably the oldest active guy that came in from my group that's still doing multiple things. I can't pull myself away from being connected to communicating with the other human beings.
And nor should you. I mean, that's why we were born. I mean, any of us who are creators, songwriters, singers, anybody who's in the arts, meant to bring beauty into this world. You know what I mean? We're here for that reason, and we're not going anywhere until he says, "Okay, you did enough."
Yeah, right. Because I said I'm going to retire, and now all of a sudden I'm going down south to produce a young band that's like a new millennial kind of band, but I'm going to put some real classic into it, as I hear it so far.
Yeah,
and I'm making appearances. I did a book signing this week. It's like it's hard to get away, and book signings are fun because it's people, and they love me. They don't love me because of my songs. They love me because honestly, they love me because of Woodstock, and I accept that love. It's a nice love to have. But I love them because of Woodstock, and I always thank them, because if they didn't buy my songs, which I was saying before, when young groups come on, I say, you have a rhythm section like the Allman Brothers, but why don't you try writing some songs like they wrote in the 60s, where there's really stories and stuff,
Yeah, that, and isn't it funny, like, especially in Nashville, there's a whole lot of stuff done down here that's based around 3 chords, and I'm old school. I didn't, I would, I got to dumb it down to write anything with 3 chords. I mean, I'll be writing with someone and I'll throw a chord in there that I just hear in my head, and take for granted, and they'll look at me and go, "Well, you can't play that." And it's like, yeah, you can. Why can't you? Well, I've never heard that chord before. Well, maybe it's time you did. It's almost like, it cracks me up that, and for any musicians, songwriters, young people that are just coming up in the business and just trying to get going, something that I went through, and I'm really sure, Artie, you can relate to this. It's funny, when you're growing up, you start getting to that point where you're almost 30, and you think, "Oh no, when I hit 30, it's all over," and then you start. And then you start talking yourself out of, "Well, I'm not going to do these college concerts anymore because they don't care. They don't want to listen to me. I'm an old guy to them." And it's amazing. Then from 30 to 50, nobody gives a crap. And you've talked yourself out of, believing you're still viable. And all of a sudden around 50, you become Yoda. And all these kids come looking at you because, like, "Wow, you've done everything we want to do. Can we sit and talk with you?" Hence the books, Artie, and hence the speaking at colleges. I do all the same things you do. I do, all those things. And it just amazes me, that I haven't changed one iota, other than learning, and becoming more humble over the years, I guess. But it never ceases to amaze me how all of a sudden I'm the genius. I'm the guy they need to talk to. And it's like, really? Where was that, 25, 30 years ago?
Yeah, right, right. And I'm not bragging about this. I'm just in a lot because, once I did Woodstock in '69, I mean, I couldn't top that with anything in the music business because it made world history and it's in school books all around the world, forever and ever. And, so it's like, I'm not already Woodstock. I'm already the writer producer,
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But isn't that funny? Okay, so you had your Woodstock.
And I'm stuck with it, But you know what? I don't have to do anything to get famous.
Well, but isn't it funny? I have my own little situation like that. In that, as I said, in 2008, I had the Billboard Most Played Country Song of the Year, and from a songwriter standpoint, that's
great.
The highest honor you can get because everybody. You can have number ones, you can have this, you can have that, but every year there's only one song of the year. And I can remember turning to my wife at the Grammys, and after that whole thing, and going, now what the hell am I going to do?
Yeah, right.
I can't top it. I could maybe do it again, but I ain't going to top it.
Well, you'll have to go back to Jiffy Lube and work.
But my point is, I can relate to your Woodstock, scenario. It's like, how do you top that? But God bless you.
Yeah, well, I never tried to. My ex-partners, they tried to. I thought it was a stupid thing anyway, because unless it was free and unless there was the danger of everybody dying, the miracle of people pulling together to help each other wouldn't have happened. And that's what Woodstock was about. People pulling together to help people that needed help, and not one fist fight with 400,000 people. That's the good part that we're all searching for in humanity that we've been missing, I think, lately.
And let me comment on that, if I may. I'm really enjoying talking to you. I normally am not this talkative, but you just bring it.
Too, Jim.
You're bringing it out of me, Artie.
Okay.
It amazes me that I have all these kids, and I say kids, I'm talking anywhere from 20 to 40 or whatever, come up to me and I'm talking like even teenagers are listening to music from my era instead of music from their own. And they all come up to me and say, what is it with the music of the 60s, 70s, And I said, well, for one thing, the lifestyle and the mentality was entirely different. I said, we were the love generation. Everything we did, music, life, everything was built around love, peace, helping your neighbor. And I said, today, and I always tell them, today, it's the exact opposite. The mentality, the general populace mentality is, screw your neighbor, hate everybody, and I said, until the reason you're called to the music of our time is because innately inside that it was a better way. And
and everything you're saying is making a change in a positive direction.
And and again, I add that you were the kingpin of that, and I congratulate you for that. And
I don't know. I think if I wouldn't have happened so quick in other areas, and I just would have stuck to writing, instead of 40 songs that made the charts, I might have had 200 because I'm a very quick lyricist, and I wrote with everybody from Steve Allen. I couldn't believe Steve Allen wanted to write with a young writer, and I loved watching him on the Tonight Show. So I was like, I couldn't believe. And when I left his house, his kid was going to pitch in a Little League All-Star game, and I was a college varsity pitcher. I threw him a fastball, and I broke his shin, and he couldn't play. So that's how Steve Allen and my relate. But we did write one song called Gossamer Memories, which unless I was writing with Steve Allen, I never would have had to come up with that title. It's almost an embarrassing title. So, as we say, over and over again.
If you're looking for love, I know a place. It's not too far, I can take you there. It ain't up the road, it ain't downtown, over the hill, a little closer somebody's lips and long to feel that feeling that you missed. I got just a thing, more than enough, bubbling up, waiting on you. It's right here, baby, in my arms. Come a little closer, let me show you my charms. I can take you clear to heaven with the touch of my hands, and I won't let you down over and over again. Yeah, I can see the ones you crying for it in your eyes. Lonely's in emotion, hard as you try. Girl, you just can't hide. I got just a thing, more than enough. Hours of love waiting on you. It's right here, baby, in my arms. Come a little closer, let me show you my charms. I can take you clear to heaven with the touch of my hands, and I won't let you down over and over again. Over and over again. Yeah.
And
And
what
the
do you think of
last
that one,
record
Artie?
I put out by him went gold on my own label, and then I sold the label. Huh?
It's going to you, buddy.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready to be back on the air?
What'd you
Are we
think of
on
that?
the air?
What'd you think of that one, Artie?
Are we here with people that have the spirit of Woodstock '59, which is not August '69, but is right now, and how you treat your fellow mankind and animal kind and whatever, whether you're a killer or someone who helps people have better lives. Interesting, you know. I prefer to help people have better lives because it helps me have an acceptable life to myself. You know.
Well, you know,
sometimes.
Well, you know, you can give and give, and I think we're born to give. I really do. And I had a situation just last week that I was kind of an eye opener. I had been helping someone in the industry, and as you know, in the industry, every now and then someone will go south for no good reason, and you ask how the heck could I just do that much for them and them not care? And I'd made an offhanded remark on Facebook, and somebody put up there, "You can't outgive God." And I thought, wow, isn't that profound? In other words, shut up and keep giving. So and you're right, yeah. And since I read that, it was like, yeah, she's right. The girl who posted it, I was like, yeah, exactly. So. Anyway.
Right, you just got to really roll with it and
feel good about it.
Yeah, and also as you're giving, you're taking, because you're taking all these thoughts flying throughout all the universes in that ever exist, and you're picking out one word and one note and one chorus, and it's really an art. I mean, if you really write songs seriously, it's really an art.
Well, it's funny the way you phrased that, because I would change that one word, the give. When you give and give, you're saying you actually take, and I know what you mean by that. In my experience, I've found that the more I give, the more stuff finds me. I don't go looking for it. You know what I mean? It literally comes to me. and I think that's in the Bible somewhere. You know what I mean? Give and you shall receive. I think it's more than just a passage. It's certainly been proven in my life, but I've never had to take. It's always found me. You know?
Oh, yeah. Well, to take to me, when I said that, it means I'm taking from. I'm into a lot of meditation and chanting and stuff. So to me, it's taking from the universal pile of good that's floating around, as opposed to the bad, and converting it so other people.
Yeah, don't take me wrong. I knew what you meant. I was relating it to my experience. That's all. But no, I know exactly what you mean.
Jim Femino.
Let's go with Femino for once, just to say we did.
Well, I said Femino the first time just now. Come on. What do you want? 1 out of 20. Come on, man.
Hey,
this could happen on any. Oh, by the way, the next 3 songs are from a concept Jim had of going acoustic and playing some songs he had written and recording them that way. So, isn't that about the story, Jim?
Yeah, as I said, that as songwriters, we get to hear the songs when they're born naked. Just a voice and a guitar or a voice and a piano. And a lot of times when an artist records a song, they'll put a different emotion to it. And when you get to hear the writer sing the song naked, the way it was born, a lot of times you can have a whole new respect for the song because it hits you a whole different way. So I've actually gone about this whole business of doing these one voice, one guitar CD and download series, which, by the way, you can get 3 free songs right now just for being here on Artie's show. If you go to Jim Femino, that's JIM, F as in Frank, EMINO.com, and sign up for the email list as a gift for tuning in and listening to Artie. But anyway, yeah, and then they're all one voice, one guitar, and they're the hits the way I heard them the day they were born.
Yeah, I know, because I'm still writing, and all of a sudden I write blues incredibly well, which I was never really a blues writer, but I work with a lot of blues artists, like Jerry Butler and people like that, and for some reason I'm writing. I'm just not writing it down. I'm just enjoying writing a song, and then Caroline will go, "Artie, was that a hit?" And I'll go, "Yeah." She said, "When?" I said, "Just now, when you heard the only version, because there's no way I'm going to remember what I sang." And they're better than the shit I used to write.
Yeah, but the great thing about that, I've done that many a time. I mean, when we have a thing in Nashville where we write one during the day for them, write one for yourself at night. Mm-hmm. And invariably, when I'd write at night, I would sit down and I wouldn't even turn a recorder on. I would come up with the most beautiful strains of whatever, and have absolutely no idea what they were like 5 minutes, other than the fact that it felt amazing, and I put it out into the universe, and I know some angel somewhere was smiling.
You're really, that's really something, when that happens. And sometimes I think, and probably you do too, you think, well, if it's that good, I'll remember it tomorrow when I wake up.
Oh, and it's gone, like a fart.
It's gone, right? You don't even know what the title was or what groove it was in. Yep,
exactly.
You could always go into a Bo Diddley beat and sing anything you want.
Exactly.
So back to the concept of Jim and acoustic. First from this beautiful stuff is Any Given Sunday, and stuff is songs to me.
On any given Sunday, back in my hometown, streets all start to empty when that old church bell sounds. People come from miles away for Pastor Johnson. And when the preaching ends, We all rushed to get a seat. Mrs. Molly's diner, the only place to eat. Yeah, that's where I would be if it were up to me. Sunday's the one day the whole town seems to stop, and everyone's thankful for everything that they've got. All I can hope for is to be back there someday. I pray for any given Sunday. I'll bet Mama's in the kitchen cooking supper on the stove. Daddy's playing football, my youngest brother Joe. No one's gotta care the way it ought to be. Sunday's the one day the whole town seems to stop, and everyone's thankful for everything that they've got. All I can hope for is to be back there someday. I pray for any given Sunday. Yeah, I took it all for granted. How could one simple thing taking away mean everything? Sunday's the one day the whole town seems to stop, and everyone's thankful for everything that they've got. All I can hope for is to be back there someday. I pray for any given Sunday. I pray for any given Sunday. Any given Sunday. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Any given Sunday.
It was just you had to record when you had two tracks or one track. You had to record the bass and drums so loud, you know. And we got yes,
We're on, buddy.
that's okay. So I'm telling everybody, like when I was doing the Shirelles, and we're talking about when recording, we didn't have 48 tracks, or we didn't even have Pro Tools. How you had to take the drum and the bass and make it so loud, because every time you jump tracks, you lost something from it. So you had to learn after doing hundreds of demos, how to get the drum and bass still there after you put on vocals and backgrounds and mixed it and everything.
Oh, I bounced a million analog tracks back in the day. I could tell you all about it.
Oh, I know. It was fun. It was fun.
Yes, it was.
So another, I'd love to hear another one of your songs because it put me into a good groove. So, Look at 'Em Fly, the Ladybug song.
The red ladybug from out of midair took a break and sat with me on my rocking chair. I looked down at her, she looked up at me, and we both agreed to let each other rest in peace. Then it was back to the sky. Oh, look at her fly, like that mama bluebird, protecting her kids. And those dandelion wishes floating in the wind. A few bumblebees buzzing by. Oh, look at them fly. It's amazing what you see when you stop and look at things. Well, that's all it took. I got to thinking about things. You know, years are like those bees and dandelion seeds, gone in the blink of an eye. Oh, look at them fly. It's amazing what you see when you stop and look at things. Looky there, another red ladybug from out of midair just took a break and sat with me on my rocking chair. La da da da, la da da da, la da da la 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 da da da, la da da da, la da.
Am I on yet?
Speaking of 500, I think we got 500 seconds left. We're
Okay.
on.
I know we're on, but what are you on? I'm on love. Am I on love? I'm on getting through this minute the best and happiest way I can with the most hope and the most faith. You know, that's right.
The only reality, as you know, my friend, is this moment. And you have the choice to make it a good moment for yourself in the world or a bad moment for yourself in the world. And I choose to make it a good one.
Right. Sometimes there's things happen that we can't control, and you just have to take something that could be the most horrendous, and you have to make that still a positive part of your chi, of your being, you know, of what you are.
And I know of what you speak. But you know, if nothing else, the only thing that we do have control over is our response to those situations, and to move forward in a positive way or let the negative take you down. And you, my friend, are the epitome of taking it forward in a positive way, and I'm honored to know you.
Well, you know, what can I say? You know, you make me happy talking to you, and it's great relating to someone that went to the same school. You know,
yeah,
we went to the same. It might not have been Harvard. It might have been Brevard. junior college in Mecklenburg County, North Carolina. So it's like it's funny because the last song you had on the acoustic is "Smile," and I did a great version of a song called "Smile That Bert Summer Road." He was in there, totally different, songs. But what I'd like to do is, since we have to close out, is just really thank you for a wonderful. Thanks for coming over my house tonight, man.
Well, as I said, I'm honored to be here. I'm honored that you guys even thought to ask me to come on. And I would like to, if I could, say something about this final song before you play it and before we sign off, aside from a large thank you to all you. This song that you talk about, the power of the songs we write, the music, and there was a kid who, a friend of the son actually of a fan of mine, got run over by a street grader, one of those big machines, and he was crushed from the belly button down, and they said he would never walk again. He'd always be in a wheelchair. And his mom sent me this beautiful email 6 months later, which I actually have framed in my studio. And evidently she walked into his room one day and he was in his wheelchair, and he said, "Mom, stay there." And he stood up and he walked to her, haltingly, but nonetheless walked to her. And she was like, "Oh, praise God. How are you walking? They said you never walked." And she said, "You know that friend of yours, Jim Femino?" And she said, "Yeah." She wasn't quite sure where he was going with it. And she said, "Have you ever heard that song of his, Smile?" She said, he said, "I've been listening to that song for 6 weeks now, like over and over again. And somewhere in the words to this song, I found the will to walk. So thank him for me." And she sent me that beautiful email. So for those of you that are out there listening, thank you for listening. And may this song bless you the way it blessed that boy. And thank you all again. My honor and my pleasure to be here.
Yeah, and our honor and our pleasure that you are here. And I'm here because I'm not all there. And that's why I'm going to say goodnight, but you can hang around while it goes out. But you know what? I was thinking, Kev. Oh, by the way, my partner in Woodstock, Michael Lang, and myself are probably going to take emails next week and do one of only three interviews. The first one got 1 million hits on another station. People just want to know about that mystical thing, which I won't even say the name.
Yeah.
I'd rather say my follow-up to my boyfriend's back called "I Adore Him" and then say the wood word.
The wood word. Nice.
The wood word. But so what I'm going to do is say thank you so much, Jimmy. It's been such a great pleasure, and I will talk to you again because I want to if you're available. And keep on doing what you're doing because you do it so well and you make people happy, man.
Thank you so much. Same to you, my brother. God bless.
Okay, so you know what? Everybody smile.
Not much of a preacher, but if I was, this is what I'd be preaching. Yep. Life's a circle, no beginning, no end. Don't matter where I go, somebody's already been. So why am I running around trying to get somewhere when I'm already there? I have to remind myself, what's your rush? Where are you going? What do you have to do? You just can't wait one more minute. That's so important to you. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. So slow down, live a little, laugh a lot, and smile. Yeah. Spend my life running after money, spend my life chasing after fame. It occurred to me I was chasing after nothing. All I got was one day closer to the grave. So believe me when I say, what's your rush? Where are you going? What do you have to do? You just can't wait one more minute. It's so important to you. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. So slow down, live a little, laugh a lot, and smile. Smile. You may not always get what you ask for, but you can bet you'll always get what you need. So what's your rush? Where are you going? What do you have to do? You just can't wait one more minute. It's so important to you. The way I see it, we're only here for a little while. So smile. Smile. Think of all you got. Slow down. Love and smile.
And I've seen where I'd like to be. It's a place where your mind is free. If you've seen it, better keep it, don't let go. Hold the light, it's so bright, I can't describe it, but it's right and easy to find it. Hold the light. And I know what I want to do. I can try to enlighten you. If you've seen it, better keep it, don't let go. Hold the light, it's in sight, and we'll be there day or night. We can't be somewhere. Hold the light. It's so hard to hold on, but you can if you try. Don't be misled by what you've been brought up to do. It's for the better in you, and we'll be there day or night. We can be somewhere. Hold the light. And I've touched what I want to reach, and it's things I would like to teach. If you've seen it, better keep it, don't let go. Hold the light, it's in sight, and we'll be there day or night. We can be somewhere. Hold the light, and we'll be there all day or night. We can be somewhere. Hold the
All right, you have been listening to the Artie Kornfeld Spirit of Woodstock 69 radio show. Tonight, brought to you by the U-Rock Network